Alrighty. Wabam. Is that working? I hope that worked. It's working. Great. Stream is being a little bit dodgy. Welcome in. Why are you open? That's not supposed to be open. There we go. Boom. It wouldn't be a start to one of my streams without there being some kind of technological issue. However, this is an exciting game today. I think that obviously we're in a quarter final. It's a chance for Enzo Maresca to get us into his third semi-final in the space of 1.5 years. Really excited to kind of get in there. And the two lineups, when I show them eventually, you got a sneak peek at that earlier. They are very interesting. Chelsea's lineup is very heavily rotated. So we'll have to wait and see whether that's a good decision or a bad decision. Obviously, there's been quite a lot of talk around Enzo Maresca in recent times. I haven't particularly engaged with that over the last couple of weeks. I think it's nonsense, if I'm being honest. I just don't see what's the point in even addressing it, honestly. But yeah, we've got obviously got that. We'll do the bingo card as well. Some familiar faces in the opposition side today, and one in particular who's rather scary. So we'll talk about him in a little bit. I will need to address as well. Let me know if I'm loud. I've got my mic very close to me, as you can see. I've had to change things around. My mic is now on this side because I've now finally got my third monitor, which is set here. So if you see me looking over here now, that's because I've got more monitors now. I'm officially a 3-monitor streamer, and that should hopefully allow things to run a little bit smoother than they have been, because I don't have to keep switching between tabs and stuff all the time, which is phenomenal. So hopefully we can do that. I said, if the mic is a bit too loud, do let me know. I can always turn it down. But yeah, I will be kind of talking a little bit quieter anyway because it's quite late. So I assumed it wouldn't be as much of an issue. Let's talk about the two lineups then. As I said, you already got a bit of a sneak preview on that one. Here's the Cardiff lineup. Now, again, some familiar faces in here. Turnbull, obviously. Callum Chambers is the captain today at centre-back. They have the main danger man for them, though, who's the bloke on the thumbnail, and they did this deliberately, Cardiff, and I do find it very funny. They have Robinson, who, of course, in the past have caused us a lot of issues back when he was playing in the Premier League. So yeah, very kind of one of those bogey games for us, really, that I feel like we could definitely slip up, and he could be the kind of causer of that slip up if we are to. They also have a Colwill, no relation to ours, but they do have a Colwill in the side, which I think is quite funny. Trot in goal, again, kind of familiar name. The more interesting thing, though, is the Chelsea lineup, which is almost entirely rotated, like completely like a B team, basically. We have one player from who I would say is basically a guaranteed starter in the side, and that's Caicedo. He's the man who captains the side today. As for the rest of the team, we have Jurgensen in net, which is always a bit of a shaky, scary prospect, but, we can't play Sanchez all the time. He does need to get some game time, so I understand why he's playing in this game. Even though it is a quarter-final and it is quite important, I understand why he's in there. Josh Achimpong starts, which is great. Good to see him starting, but he is starting at right back rather than at one of the centre-back positions. And in fact, it's a rather Mikel Arteta style back four for Chelsea, because we're playing 4 centre-backs in essence, right? We have Tosin and Badiashile as 2 central centre-backs, and then Hato, who's obviously a bit of a hybrid between a left-back and a centre-back, over on the left. Good to see Hato playing. I hope that he, has a better showing than he did in his last game. I hope his confidence hasn't been too knocked, because the last time he did play for us, he was rather poor. We will probably see Josh kind of moving into a midfield role, I would imagine, in this game, or maybe even Hato kind of moving into centre mid. One of those two will kind of go in, and we'll kind of have that back 3. Andre Santos is obviously the man who's next to Caicedo, and the front 4 is, again, very rotated, very young, very kind of, all of these players have got things to prove, right? We've got George on the right-hand side, who has been proving himself this season. I think he's been very good when he's come in for us. Jamie Gittins on the opposite side again, another one who's kind of shown glimpses of what he can do, but hasn't really set the world alight yet. Bonanotte, I think, has been one of our kind of most underrated players this season. Every time we see him, he's phenomenal in this 10 role, and I hope that he is able to get on the score sheet today, or, you know, bag an assist or something. And then, of course, our only other striking option, other than Joao Pedro at the moment, because of Liam Delap being injured, is Mark Guiu. So Mark Guiu starts for the first time in a while, which is very good to see. As for the bench, there are two notable exclusions from the bench. The first, which I think everyone will be talking about, and Archer has just said in chat, Esteval, no Esteval on the bench or in the squad today. I assume he's got some kind of knock or he's ill. We're praying for just illness and not for an injury. So he's not on the bench. The other exclusion is obviously Mark Cucurella, who is suspended for this tie for accumulation of yellow cards. In terms of the players that are on the bench, we have Jalabar, Gusto, Fofana as our kind of defensive options, along with James, and then the aforementioned Joao Pedro is our kind of striking option with Enzo, Garnacho, and Neto on the bench. Kind of annoyed to see Enzo on the bench. I really don't want him to come off. I want him to get a full rest here, so I'm hoping we wrap this game up early. A bit sad we don't get any more youth players in the team. I would have really liked to see Genesis Antwi having some involvement here today, especially considering, you know, we're having to play centre-backs in our back four rather than, you know, full-backs, but I digress. Very strong lineup. We've got about 4 minutes until kickoff, so I will show the bingo card now if we move into the watch-along section of the thing. I didn't do the thingy. Wait, hang on, I can do the thingy. This. I always forget to do this. This is our... Oh, bro. The bingo card is above it. Why is the bingo card above it? Boom. There we go. That's our game for the day. Wait, and I also need to... Right, I will get... Eventually I will get used to doing this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
There we go. One of these days I'll figure out how to do that. Oh great, that's just not working now. Cool, excellent. Boom. Right, cool. No idea why that's not working, but there we go. Need to get our other panels up. Boom. Boom. Is it working? I don't know if it's working. Also, I apologise for my voice being really, really croaky. I'm not really sure what's happening. I'm a little bit ill. I would have liked to see Walsh definitely be on there instead of Enzo. I think would have been a good shout. I don't know if he played in the latest youth game or not, so that might be the issue there. Anyway, let's look at the bingo card. I've got it over here on my screen. We have over 3 yellows. Most of these are the same as we usually have. Over 3 yellows. Me changing my mind on the decision. We have a Josh app, which we can tick off immediately because he's in the starting 11. We have a Guiu goal. We have me doing the comms curse. Unlikely goal scorer. Terrible refs. Clean sheet. Camera operator has a mare. We have over 65% possession. This is just the new one I added. Maresca ball in full flow into the semis for a win. We have our free space. Correct prediction today. I'm predicting we're going to win this 3-0. I think we're going to actually do. I've decided what I'm going to be doing with my predictions. It's kind of just predicting the opposite of what I think is going to happen. I kind of expect this to be a bit cagey and be a bit like, you know, a bit more, we don't score too many goals, they maybe get a goal against us. So I've predicted the complete opposite in the fact that this will be a very comfortable 3-0 win, because usually I just get these wrong. Gittins goal/assist, we have Caicedo, enemy number 1, as always. I also have him being the player of the match today. He's the one player in the team who really is kind of a senior player, so I assume he's going to be player of the match. We have a worldie, a set-piece goal, forgot the timer as normal, me munching on Scran, a fight, Bonanotte starts, that can be ticked off as well. And then we've got red card and, of course, Cobham grad involvement, which is just for any goal that has some kind of involvement of one of our Cobham grads. So that can be, in this case, Achempong, George, James if he comes off the bench, Chalabar if he comes off the bench. Great. That's that. Let me get the game up because it's about to kick off. There we go. Boom. And I will try not to forget the timer. Jamie Gittins does have the most assists this season for us. Speaking on him being pretty good for us so far. One interesting thing I saw a stat about the other day, like earlier today, was that our strikers have the least amount of goals in the Premier League. That we like rank 20th for like goals from our strikers, but we rank really really highly from goals from defenders and midfielders, which is quite funny. Enzo Maresca has won both of his previous games versus Cardiff, which is good to see. Players are huddling up in the middle now. It is. It's game day. And this is an away game, so, you know, the crowd will probably play a big part of this. You know, Cardiff have got some very, very dedicated supporters. I think that Chelsea have won the toss here, and it will be Chelsea kicking off. We're going to be kicking off from right to left, and it's Buonanotte who is over the kickoff right now. Oh, well, the ref blew his whistle, but we haven't actually played. Okay, now we're playing, I guess. That was weird. Long ball from Jurgensen to the left-hand side. Aiming for Mark Guiu, who's going to have to be doing very, very well to, you know, get into... to hold up the ball and kind of get involved in the game here. Hato to vidIQ. And immediately we have gone into a back three, with Hato being the player that's not in that back three. Long ball to Tyreek George is a good one, but he's offside. I think my timer is a little bit ahead, which is going to really bug me. So I'm going to pause it and then put it back on when it's at 1 minute. It's going to bug me if it's not on thing. The referee blew his whistle, but we just didn't kick off, so I got a little bit stalled. Josh Achimpong will pick this up and play it back to Philip Jurgensen. Which, again, really heavily rotated backline is quite worrying. But I trust in Enzo Maresca to get his lineups right. So here is Tosin. He's going to spear a long ball to the left-hand side where Jamie Gittins is waiting to receive. And he's going to get the better of his man, but the referee's giving a foul here for, to be honest, absolutely nothing. Playing it back to the goalkeeper. Here's Chambers. Turnbull. Back to Chambers. He's going to be looking for a long ball here. Intercepted by Mark Guiu, who gets the ball very, very neatly. Here's George. To Josh. Good to see the little Cobham link up on the right-hand side. Long ball from Tosin will go to Jamie Gittins again. He's got the better of his man, but he is down injured here, so the referee's going to stop the game. I think it's more of a landing issue there, rather than anything else. It's Ng who is down, I believe. That's really funny. I was going to say, like, I heard the commentary pronounce his name NG, and I've never heard that name pronounced that way, but apparently that's the way he pronounces it, because it's the way people have always called him. That's very interesting. Long ball from Josh Achimpong, searching for Tyreek George. He's going to get on the end of this, but he's up against the number 3, who's done really well, to be fair. And the lino has flagged for an infringement. This is going to be one of these games. I can tell it's going to be one of these games where every single little thing they're going to give, the game is not going to flow at all. It was Bagan on the left-hand side who was fouled. It's Chambers. High press from Chelsea from Andre Santos here on the goalkeeper. He's got to be careful. Trot, that is, in the goal, and he has dealt with it. But his ball out is not a good one. Here's Caicedo. vidIQ, first chance for him to get his head up. And he does spear a pass into Andre Santos. It would have been... It's a very audacious pass, to be fair. It would have been great if it got through, but it didn't. His trot once more. Here is Buonanotte to Hatto. They were just showing some possession statistics for Cardiff there. They have the highest possession in all of the English top leagues, which I think is quite interesting. Which is part of the reason why I put that that 65% possession thing on there on the bingo card. Long ball from Philip Jurgensen, searching for a combination of Guiu and George. It will fall to Buonanotte. He's been tackled by Turnbull, but he's got it back. Buonanotte, good work. And Chambers will... Okay, so how's that not a foul? They've given literally every little thing for them, and as soon as they do the same thing back to us, they don't give it. Ridiculous. Will be a Chelsea throw, though. Here's Josh Achimpong. To Tosin. Very, very high press from Colwill here. And Hatto's done well to beat his man under the pressure and gets it to Gittins. He's cut inside. He's got a pass on here if he wants to take it. He takes a strike instead. It falls for Santos, who wins the ball not once but twice. Caicedo will battle away against Colwill again. Yeah, different Colwill, not our Colwill. Buonanotte, cup specialist, yeah. I'm really surprised he doesn't play more, because every single time he plays, he's one of the best players on the pitch. He's one of those players that can just get on the ball and turn, which we don't really have a lot of. So it's a very special quality for a player to have. Here's Colwill once more. There's Ashford now running forward on the right side. Gets it back into Davies, I believe this is. There's Robinson in the box, but his header is not enough purchase on that. Oh, it's a dreadful header. I think the ball is a little bit behind him, but it's awful. He should be doing so much better than that. Do we know why Esteval isn't on the bench? No idea. I assume that he's ill. I would imagine it's an illness issue rather than anything else. If it was an injury, I feel like we would have heard about it. Jurgensen has smashed it long. Mark Guiu will win the ball in the air. Here's Gittins. Gets it forward for Mark Guiu, but good defending in the end. A great turn in the middle as well there by Colwill. Caicedo letting his man know he's there. Yeah. No qualms with that. It's 100% a foul. It's Bagan. That's really funny. Is that their Colwill is the younger brother of another Colwill who's not related to our Colwill. A lot of Colwills in the English leagues. Here's Turnbull. Back to Chambers. I feel like the Brazilian food is probably worse, if I'm being honest, when it comes to that type of thing. Probably not as greasy though. I could do with a kebab now. You've put the idea of a kebab in my head. My kebab shop stopped delivering to my area, which is really upsetting. Bagan gets a cross in, but it's cleared by Tosin. Combination of George and Josh will get the ball away. Guiu's going to try and fight against this, and he does well to put his body in the way, but is unable to get the ball on the other end. So it's a good start from Cardiff. They've played quite well so far. Here's NG. Lawler to Wintle. Lawler again. I am not that fat. I'm a weirdo. When it came to kebab, like the only time I actually get kebab from my kebab shop is when I'm on keto. And then, but like I'm not on keto all the time. Obviously, most of the time I just get pizza. I love kebab. I love kebab shop pizza. I don't know why. It's good. Is Tosin. Great pass from him into the midfield where Buonanotte is. He can turn on the ball and get us going forward. Gets it to Andre Santos. He gets it forward for Mark Guiu. Oh, the ball was just under his feet a little bit and he's unable to get forward. Good tackle from Josh Achimpong, though. Keeps the pressure on. Switched out to the left-hand side by Caicedo to Gittins. Now here's Badiashile. Chelsea getting a bit of a more comfortable spell of possession now, which we haven't had for the majority of the game. Here's George. Could try and take them all on. He plays it to Guiu. Buonanotte gets past one. Here's Guiu again. Buonanotte, every time he gets the ball, something seems to go right. Here's Gittins on the left-hand side. 1v1 versus NG. He's going to get to the byline and win a corner. First corner of the game for Chelsea. We're very good from these, so. Pizza and haircuts. That must be a Turkish kebab shop. Oh, so it's a quickly taken corner. It's played directly to Benoit Badiashile in the box. He takes a swing at it. It was Caicedo who played it to him, but doesn't get the purchase on the ball from the edge of the box. Will be a goal kick. You feel like you'd wanted someone else other than Badiashile in that position. But there we go. Chambers is going to drive with the ball over the halfway line. Now gets it to Bagan, who is on the overlap. His Turnbull. He's going to go back to the centre-backs. It's NG on the right side. Back to Wintle. And Cardiff are a team that will like to play with the ball. They're not going to force things that they don't need to. Here's NG again. He's going to try and drive forward. Gets it to Ashford. Hairdressers next door. They're definitely in cahoots. Okay, this is some mono-law. We have a local Chinese that's been in our area for over 20 years, and I've been going there for, over 20 years. The store next to it, that's basically in the same building, has been like 17 different stores in the same time. Could say from Jurgensen, as we are under the cosh. The referee's going to stop the game for an injury here. It's changed like 17 million times. The Chinese have stayed there the entire time, but that store has been changed. It has been a hairdresser's about 6 of those 17 times. It just keeps flip-flopping between different stores, but it always ends up as a hairdresser's. Youngster makes you nervous, yeah. It makes me a little bit nervous too. It's a good save. The shot's pretty central, so no issue there. It was Davies who was down, who's on the left-hand side today. Moving a little bit gingerly after he was tackled by Josh. Long ball from Jurgensen will be picked up by Lawler. Battling away in the middle again, and Buonanotte will be given away a foul. A little bit of a naughty one there from Buonanotte as he's tried to stop the restart. He's been given a very stern warning from the referee there. So Chelsea are getting a little bit frustrated here with not having the ball. Here's Trott. Callum Chambers, who is the captain today. High press from Mark Guiu. Trott has got to be careful here, and he has done well to get it away. Honestly, I welcome him trying to do that stuff, because if he's confident enough, that confidence can become, overconfidence. Guiu will get it out to George on the right-hand side, drives into the box, puts it across. Oh my goodness. It was an open goal at the back post if anyone could get there, and no one made a run. Jamie Gittins needs to be getting into that back post area, and he just didn't. Oh, he needs to gamble. No one. He just doesn't run into the back post. What's he doing? He's just watching the ball. Long ball over the top from Tosin is wayward, and it will be a goal kick. Yeah, Ty. Ty's a weird one because I like Ty. He doesn't get to play often, but when he does play, and this season when he does play, he's been quite good. I'm not usually a fan of him on the right hand side, which is where he's playing today, but he does look, pretty good so far. Good work from Achempong, who's going to drive forward and try and get a shot out here as well. Gittins will play it back to him. He's now moved over to the left hand side. His Hato to Caicedo. He's going to get past his man very, very neatly. Tosin into Buonanotte. He can turn. Tries to get his head up. Plays it to George on the right hand side instead. He's going to try and beat his man. He's doubled up on, is unable to. He goes back to Tosin. Here's Josh. To Caicedo. Oh, he was looking for that ball over the top there. It wasn't available. Here's Gittins. Back to Caicedo. Tosin to Josh. Josh is going to drive into the midfield once more, and he's fouled by Davies, who's getting a yellow card for that. I don't know if I agree with that, honestly. Let's see. I mean, I guess he's stopping an attack there, kinda. Really don't know why he's been given a yellow there. I think that's a bit harsh. Guess it's a bit cynical. I guess the referee's seen him not really trying to go for the ball here. Caicedo has just been tackled very poorly as well, and he's going to be getting a foul too. Here's Tosin. That's the free kick is taken quickly. To Josh. Gets it to George. Oh, chance for him to play it forward for Mark Guiu here, and it's really, really good work from Chambers there, or it would have been the Spaniard in. George has almost snatched in again and won the ball. Here's Trot. He's going to clear it. Tosin to Josh. vidIQ will knock the ball forward, but Guiu is offside. I don't know how he's been given offside there, considering the player actually touched the ball before him, but alright. Bit of a weird one. I have seen Carabao in stores. I have never drank it myself. And ironically, you've just said that. The only place I've seen it is in, petrol stations. That's literally the only place I've ever seen it. Josh will head the ball up to Tyreek George. His pass back is a loose one, though. And Robinson will pick up the ball on the left-hand side. I'm fine with him being away from goal. You could be on that left-hand side. Don't be central. Robinson will whip the ball into the box now, and it's cleared by Tosin. Caicedo will get it out to Buonanotte. He'll get it around the corner for George. Good chance for Chelsea to break here if we want to. He cuts back. Thinks better of going forward, and under the pressure of Turnbull, he'll play it backwards instead of forwards. Here's Caicedo once again. He can turn. Gets it to Santos. To vidIQ. We're starting to get a foothold in the game in terms of being able to pass it around them now. We weren't really doing that earlier. I think the initial energy is kind of weared off. Oh my god, Jurgensen has played one of the worst passes I've ever seen in my life. Giving the ball away. It's NG. I don't like saying NG because it makes me think Kante's back on the pitch. It really throws me off. Caicedo will come across and win the ball, as he so often does. It will be a Cardiff throw on the right-hand side. It's Lawler. He gets it to Chambers. Bagan will play it through the lines to Robinson, who holds the ball up for Turnbull. He's then tackled by Andre Santos. Here's George. Buonanotte, he's going to take the chance to drive forward here. Does really, really well. He's tripped over there by Bagan, and the referee's given nothing. Tosin will get it forward again to George, though. Here, chance for him to put the ball in the box. He does. It goes to the back post where no one is. NG doesn't clear it completely. The ball will be loaded back to George from Josh Acheampong. Here's Caicedo. Cardiff doing well to get out from those situations. Tosin will play the ball forward, and it's battled away with Josh, who has not been given the throw his way. I feel like this is going to be one of those games where we don't do very well in the first half, and then in the second half we do much better. I mean, yeah, it's a clear foul on Buonanotte, and they just haven't given it. No idea what he's doing there, referee. It's going to be Trot on the ball trying to find a pass. Oh, Lawler's giving the ball away here. Here's Caicedo. He gets it to Buonanotte, to George. Chance for him to get a shot off here. Great defending from Bagan on that left-hand side to stop him from getting the shot away. I do say, like, Cardiff, again, they're a team that've got the highest possession in all of the top leagues, but you need to remember they don't play in the Premier League. You know, they are a team that are playing against much weaker sides, and they can play that way against those sides. Against us, who are a very high-pressing side, they have been caught out multiple times today, and if it continues like this, I think that they will eventually make a mistake that gives a goal to us. I don't think they would ever do the Prime Cup simply because Prime is one of Arsenal's sponsors. I don't think they're technically allowed to have involvement with one club and a competition at the same time. I don't know, but then again, yeah, and then again, the FA Cup is the Emirates, isn't it? So I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work. Why can't we get the Iron Brew Cup? I want the Iron Brew Cup. Oh, it's a great ball over the top here. And they're in. Oh. Tosin did just enough to put Davies off. Not even sure what happened there. Ovaltine Cup. Okay, ban that guy. Ovaltine, bro. Oh, that is... Ovaltine is the worst thing I've ever... I was going to phrase that in a really weird way. I'm not going to say what I was about to say. Ovaltine is the worst thing I've ever drank. I absolutely hate Ovaltine. It's so bad. God. Yeah, really snatched at it, Davies. Would have been interesting to see if he got that on target, whether Jurgensen would have been able to save it. Chelsea will win a throw on the left-hand side. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened with Josh. Josh has been a little bit off the pace today, I will say. There's a couple of moments like that for him. He's been good going, you know, for the majority, but he's been having a few of those moments. Here he is again. He's going to launch the ball long, searching for Mark Guiu. Lawler will get there ahead of him, but will win the second ball, as we have often done today. Here's Andre Santos. Josh to Tosin. To Caicedo, round the corner for Josh. Oh, he's had another one of those moments where he's just... Oh, his touch has just been a little bit off today. Turnbull's giving it away to Guiu. Here's Buonanotte to Tyreek George. He's going to try and cut inside here. Gets it to Caicedo. There's tons of space out on the left-hand side for Gittins if he can get the ball. Here he is. Doesn't particularly get the ball quick enough there. Here's George once more. Under pressure from Bagan, he will get it back to Josh. Tosin to Caicedo. Santos back to Jurgensen. Jurgensen's still on the ball here. PRB, I need to go baste my chicken. I don't know if that's a euphemism or if you're actually doing that, so I'll say good luck. Here's Jurgensen. Chelsea slowing the game down here. And Jurgensen will spear a pass out to left-hand side for Yoral Hato. Good touch from him to keep it in the pitch. Gets it to Caicedo. Tosin will play it through the lines to Buonanotte. Round the corner from the Argentinian to Guiu, who holds the ball up for Hato. Here's Benoit Badiashile. Now we go again. Tosin gets it to Josh. George. So the run for... Oh, man, there was a run forward for Buonanotte that wasn't spotted. I feel like Josh could have lined it to him, but he didn't retain the ball, though. Long ball from Jurgensen up to George. Again, we win the second ball, not the first ball. Is Josh. Great battling away from him. Good composure. Here's Santos. Through the lines to Buonanotte. He's been tackled by Chambers. Davis trying to do a little pirouette against Josh Achimpong, and he's just not going to happen. Santos plays the ball forward to Guiu, who's been absolutely hacked down from behind here. Referee. Yeah, and it's going to be a yellow to Chambers. That's a dirty, dirty tackle, I tell you. Oh, that's a horrendous tackle. I don't. You know what? To be fair, I don't think he actually really sees Guiu coming from the ball. But still, you can't be going in that hard on players. Two bookings in 26 minutes. Not the greatest sign for Cardiff. Good ball around the corner for Caicedo, but advantage has been played for a challenge on Guiu, but I think he was offside when the ball was played. Here's Gittins. Can't get past NG. Here's Jurgensen. You know what I say is just keep getting the ball to Santos. He's the one who's kind of playing the ball forward all the time. Long ball from Jurgensen will go up to where NG is, but we don't win the second ball this time. Here's Ashford. He gets past Buonanotte, who's surely got to get booked now. I imagine he's going to get booked here after accumulation of fouls. But it doesn't seem like the referee wants to give it. Don't think there's actually much in that, to be honest. Which I think is the reason why he hasn't been given a yellow. Chambers back to Trott, who's going to be under pressure from Guiu here. He plays it out to NG. High press from Hato wins the ball. Good work from him. Caicedo into Buonanotte, who can turn. Tries to poke it to Guiu, but he's unable to get past Wintle in the middle. Bagan will play it forward. Davies holds the ball up quite well, but it will have to go back to his centre-backs. Chambers will smash it away, but Caicedo wins it in the middle. Santos will then be fouled by Turnbull, but the referee doesn't give it. It's a throw instead. And then Santos puts a tackle on him, and the referee gives it. I think that's a little bit of pandering to the crowd there from the referee after he didn't book Buonanotte a second ago. Will be a free kick for Cardiff. Quite deep from the left-hand side. Lofted to the back post. Mark Guiu will get it away. There was a flag up on the far side anyway. Here's Tosin. Gets the ball over the top for Buonanotte. Good touch from the Argentine. He holds the ball off. And will win a throw. Here's Tosin back to Jurgensen. Plays the ball through the lines to Mark Guiu. Good pass. He gets away from his midfield man. He will play it back though. vidIQ into Hato. To Caicedo. Good turn in the middle from him to get past his man. Chance for him to play the ball forward. It's a beauty to Guiu. Can he take a strike on? He does. And it's a double ricochet. The goalkeeper has made a great save of the first attempt. It's wonderful work from Moises Caicedo. I feel like Guiu could have hit this a little bit earlier. It's a good save. That's the type of situations we want to get Guiu into, though. Didn't Callum Chambers play for Arsenal? Yeah, he did. Like I said, a couple of ex-Premier League players in the side today. Robinson obviously being another one of them. His vidIQ. We're very much inviting the press here. We keep standing on the ball and waiting for them to kind of creep up the pitch and then starting to... We're going like slow, fast. So as soon as we see an opportunity, we're like bursting into action. Long ball for Gittins. Picked up by NG, but then the second ball is won by Chelsea once again. Here's Hato. He gets it across to Andre Santos. Josh to Tyreek George on the right-hand side. He's 1v1 versus Bagan here. Can he make something happen? He cuts inside, and then he runs into trouble. Or rather, Davies, who is the trouble. Davies is being tripled up on here, and he is asking a lot of himself to try and get past all three of them. It was Santos who made the tackle in the end. Here's Caicedo. We have a couple of future ex-Plum players too. Long ball from Caicedo to Buonanotte. He just can't get the touch on it. Long ball from Turnbull will seek out Ashford on the right-hand side. Hato's done well with it. Dealt with him very well. Here's Wintle. To Lawler. Across the side of the pitch to Chambers. Down to Bagan, who's on the overlap. To Turnbull. Tackled by Santos. Will be a Cardiff throw on the left side rather. Here's Turnbull. Great pass forward. And, it's great work to get across. It's a good save from Jurgensen. He's almost caught out at the near post, but he does really well to get down and stop Davies from getting a goal. Davies just completely cooking Josh Achampong. Again, I don't know why he's dived in so much. very, very rare mistake from Josh Achimpong. He actually, to be fair, it's unlucky. He actually does win the ball, but it just bounces back off Davies and plays himself through. So really good save from Jurgensen. It's a corner for Cardiff, though. Cleared by Hatto. And then cleared even further by Mark Guiu. And it'll allow Chelsea to bring the players out. Ball switched to Ashford. He gives it away to Jamie Gittins, who does win the throw. Hatto will take it, and it will go all the way back to Benoit Badiashile. One thing I will say that's we're very lucky for us is that Robinson has not seen the ball at all. He's basically been complete passenger in the game so far. Oh. It's a good pass forward from Santos, and Buonanotte was not on the ball there. Both, metaphorically and actually. Lawler will spear the ball up to Robinson, and he's dealt with very, very handily. Here's Caicedo. Chance for us to break. Oh, there was a ball on for Guy there. He didn't take it. Here's George on the right-hand side. He's going to go around the outside, whips it across the box, and once again it goes to the back post where there's just no one there. He did overhit that one a little bit, I would say. But again, no gambling at the back post. Ball won by Badiashile. Here's Tosin. He gets it to Josh. He's going to drive through the midfield here. Josh Achimpong. Good work from him. He's then eventually tackled. He needed to release the ball earlier and he just didn't. And now we've got a chance on here for Davies to run forward. He's being tracked by Moises Caicedo, who wins the ball. It was actually Bagan who was running through in the end. Great work from Caicedo as ever. Ball will go back to Chambers. Under pressure from Guiu, he goes back to Trott. Back to Chambers, who's going to try and drive forward here. To Bagan. Tries to play the ball forward for Davies, and Josh deals with him this time. Really interesting battle out on that right/left-hand side between those two. Here's Philip Jurgensen. Long ball to Hatto, who knocks it forward. Cleared by Wintle. Great touch from Colwill, and he gets it to Ashford. But he gives the ball away to Gittins. Hatto to Buonanotte. Gets it to Gittins. Cuts inside. Gets it to Guiu. Good touch from him. Here's Caicedo now. To Tosin. Space out on the right-hand side for Josh, and he does receive the ball. He'll play it up to George. He's going to drive through the middle here. Oh, it's a pass on for Guiu. He didn't take it, and Caicedo will get the ball instead. He sweeps it out to Jamie Gittins. 1v1 versus NG. Can he make something happen here? Can he play it to the back post, maybe? Oh, he tried to... I don't even know what he tried to do there. He's just poked it through the legs, and it's just not really got through anywhere. NG will kick the ball out for a throw. About 7 minutes to go. Hasn't particularly been a ball draw so far, but, Here's Josh Achimpong. Under pressure from Davies, who will go back to Jurgensen. And again, Chelsea try and bait the press. But Cardiff just don't want to take it, which is interesting. Jurgensen will now play the long ball for Jamie Gittins. And G has to do well there, and he does. If he doesn't get that touch on the... He gets like a toe on the ball there to touch it down. If he doesn't get that, Gittins is through. Here's Trott now. Long ball from Trott into the middle. Tosin deals with Robinson, and it will fall to the goalkeeper. Or rather, Badiashile, who will actually pick up the ball. Oh, it's a pass on here for Buonanotte. He just doesn't take it. He should now. Oh, come on, play it. He's teasing me. Play the ball. I can see that he wanted to play it. Tosin eventually plays it, and now it's been cut out. There will be another goal kick. This is the type of match that the longer it's 0-0, the more we're going to struggle. I kind of feel like it's the opposite. I feel like it's the type of game where as long as we keep it 0-0 and they don't score, we will eventually score and beat them. That kind of feels the way that I'm feeling. God, that is a phenomenal save from Jurgensen. They've just shown the replay of that again. 5 minutes to play. There is no VAR as well, so that's an interesting thing that could become an issue. Great ball up the pitch from Jurgensen to Gittins. Guy will pick up the ball now. Here's Hatto. Back to Gittins, who's in a central position. He's going to try and run forward. Ball taken off his toe by Turnbull. But Josh will win the ball back. Here's George. Back to Josh. Santos. Buonanotte. Chance for him to turn, and he does. Plays the ball in for Josh Achimpong, who... he made the overlap. I think, like... I don't even know if that's his fault or if it's the pass or what. There's just, just a lack of cohesion there between the two players. Cardiff have played their way out of the pressure. And Chambers will drive up the pitch. He's going to play it forward. Davies gets tackled by Josh Achimpong right at the perfect time. Buonanotte is fouled, but the referee doesn't give it. Ball will be switched out to Ashford on the right side, up against Hatto. Oh, and he's dropped the shoulder, and his touch is just really, really heavy, and he's just ran the ball off the pitch. Not really been involved, I will say, so far. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to play it short from the goalkeeper. A little bit of a press from Cardiff, but not too much. Guy's in space here if Jurgensen wants to find him. Oh, taking a little bit of a risk. And now Cardiff will press, and actually that actually kind of helps us get out. Gittins will give the ball away, but then win it back. Here's Hatto. Caicedo. Tosin to Josh. Long ball down the line for Mark Guiu to chase, and Trott will come out and smash it long. Santos wins it in the middle. Here's Buonanotte. Chance for Chelsea to break here. He's tackled in the middle by Colwell, that was in the end. Here's NG. It's Lawler, who's looking for a pass forward. Was a little bit of a foul there, but the referee's played advantage. Good battling away from Gittins again. Here's Wintle. Lawler's tackled by Caicedo. The ball will fall to Tosin here. Badiashile gives the ball away to Turnbull. He takes a shot and it's What, very, very wide. No, that's not on Tosin. That's about a shield mistake. That he puts no power on his pass. Jurgensen will clip the ball into Hato. This is really annoying because this is the type of game where Esteval could come off the bench and do so much, but he's not on the bench. So loose one from Caicedo, and Hato has to foul the man. Looks like there's going to be and there is a yellow for Hato. I don't think he got the yellow for actually the challenge. I think he's sarcastically clapped the referee, and that's what's gotten him booked. Yeah, it was actually Caicedo. It was Caicedo who's been booked in the end, not Hato. Yeah, you'd think you want your captain to have a little bit more discipline than that, but there we go. 1 minute of added time, and this is the final action of the game, I'd imagine, this free kick. Bagan to swing it into the back post, and it's a good save from Jurgensen from the header from Chambers. Can we break here? Jurgensen decides against it. Here's Badiashile. The ball's got to go forward, lads. We've only got 30 seconds. What are you doing? Jurgensen will eventually smash the ball long. Jamie Gittins is the man under it. Oh, NG does really, really well. Again, he had to get that perfect, or Gittins would have been through. And that's the half-time whistle. I've got to say, it's just not been particularly a good half from Chelsea. But I guess what we can take from this half is that at least we haven't conceded. I'm going to update my scores and stuff. Might be, I said, it might be a situation where Enzo needs to get the hairdryer out here. I forget who's on the bench, so I'm gonna quickly check to see who we can bring on. Oh wait, why am I doing that? I've literally got the lineups up already here. What am I doing? Boom. In terms of people that can come off the bench and impact things, Malo Gusto, Pedro Neto, Garnacho, Joao Pedro. I think it could be a game for Garnacho. I tell you, it really could be. He was so good in that previous game. Just didn't really have the finish on him. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes off the bench. Same Neto again. He's always a kind of firework off the bench. Gusto likewise. Apart from that, I don't think there's much more we can really do. Again, no Cucurella, no Esteval on the bench, which is rather unfortunate. But I am going to quickly go and get myself some snacks. So I will move us on to the Be Right Back screen. I also need to change the... No, I don't, because no one's scored, so that's good. I need to change the thing. I'll be right back. And I'm also going to try and... I'm going to try and... I'm going to try and run the ad again. I don't know if it worked last time. It didn't seem to, so I'm going to try it, but I'll be right back. Alrighty. Boom. Let's move into this. Alright, we are back. I have my snack. And let's check the bingo card. Is there anything on the bingo that we can do? Over 3 yellows. Then 1 for Caicedo, and they've had 2. I don't think Buonanotte got his, so I don't forget over 3 yellows. None of this at the moment. Terrible refs. I don't think he's been that bad. No set piece goals. No Caicedo enemy number 1. Didn't forget the timer either. This is literally the only thing we can tick off at the moment. Because I'm about to munch on my food. As always, let's take a look at what the tweeter is saying. A lot of people joking around about the large amount of rotation that has happened in this lineup, considering the stuff in the background with Enzo Maresca that has been happening. Pretty much everyone's just saying, wow, this has been rather boring. And I kind of concur with that. It's just nothing going on, really. Yeah, hopefully Maresca gets, some words into his players. Maybe he freshens things up with a substitution or 2 at halftime. He doesn't often do halftime substitutions, but he's more likely to do it in the cup than he is in Premier League games. So I think he needs to get into the ears of the players and remind them that this is for the chance to be in a semi-final of a cup, because they don't seem to be playing like it's a semi-final of a cup. I think Maresca gets sacked at the end of the season. I don't think he will get sacked at the end of the season, simply because I think he's a type of coach that is going to prove the owners wrong. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if he does decide to walk away himself, that we've kind of seen in the past. Oh, I think we are about to head back to the game, but instead they're going to be showing the darts. Let's see, is there any changes? Doesn't look like it so far. Okay, well, they came back to say, hey, by the way, the second half is coming up next, and then fucked off again. Like, well, yeah, duh. Thanks for that. I find that so odd. They've cut back from the ad break to say, oh, by the way, the darts is on, and also the game's about to start, and then it's just cut back to adverts again. What's the point in that? Like, we know both of those things. You don't need to tell us. Oh dear. No, I am growing the beard out for Christmas. That is very funny. I'm growing it out for Christmas. I'm gonna dye it white on Christmas Day. I don't know if I'm actually gonna do that, but I am just growing out. I prefer having the beard long in the winter. And interesting. As I predicted before the halftime, I came back. Garnacho is the player who is coming on here. So is João Pedro. Big changes for Enzo Maresca at half time, which I wasn't particularly expecting, but he's clearly put his foot down and said, hey, fuck this rotation malarkey, I want to win the game. João Pedro and Garnacho coming on for, I would imagine, just Gittins and Guiu, but I don't think Guiu's been particularly bad. It would be kind of a shame to see him come off the pitch. It's George who's coming off, which is really weird. I'm very surprised at that. I was expecting Gittins to be the person who was coming off because he hasn't been particularly good, and I think George has been the better of the two wingers. It will be interesting to see who plays on the right-hand side now. I think it probably will be Gittins that moves over there. But Guiu also coming off, of course, for João Pedro. Kind of shame for him to not get more than 45 minutes, but those are the changes. I feel like Garnacho's going to have a stormer here. I feel like this is the type of game that really suits him. When we need a little bit of a spark and someone to just do something. He's the type of arrogant player that will try and make something happen. It will be Cardiff kicking off from right to left here. Okay, we are underway. It'll be a long ball out to left-hand side, which is won by Josh Achimpong. João Pedro will hold the ball up, and here's Caicedo. Straight back into it. Here's Garnacho for his first touch. He's being booed for some reason by the Cardiff fans. Was there a goal that he scored against them for Manchester United at some point? I have no idea. Probably. Here is Philip Jurgensen. He's going to line the ball to the left-hand side. Aiming for Garnacho. NG is risking it with those touches, man. He's gotten it right every single time he's done it so far, but he's taken so many chances. You feel like eventually he's not going to get that right. Here's Chambers. To Bagan. Here's Turnbull. Back to Chambers. He's going to be under pressure from João Pedro. Here's Trott. Oof, again, a risky pass from the goalkeeper here. And now they're under a lot of pressure. And they're having to clear it long. Colwell will pick up the ball here, though. Good hold-up play from him. Now he's tackled by Caicedo. And vidIQ will put the ball out for a throw. Here's Bagan again. High press from Chelsea forces Cardiff to go long, and Tosin will win the ball, but utterly awful pass out from him. They've gone to play the ball long to Robinson into that space where Tosin vacated it, but of course Josh Achimpong is there to stop it. Here's vidIQ. Great pass from him to João Pedro, who's held the ball up well. Tosin to Buonanotte. Oh, he's almost done perfectly there to get it past, but Santos has flied into a tackle and given away a foul. I don't know if that's an actual question, but the median is the middle number of a set of numbers. It's a term used to describe averages. One of multiple different ways of doing averages. I I don't know. Did I ever tell this story about my further maths thing? When I was in school, I was never like I was a very academically good person. Like I've always been that type of way. Maths was one of those subjects which I was very good at up until a point. And like I had to take further maths, which was basically the equivalent of A levels, but like before you do your A levels. I did further maths and I got 16 out of 200 on my final paper. So there we go. That kind of goes to show my my arithmetic prowess. I never cared for math very much. I was like, as long as I can add up things in my head, I don't really need to do much more. I it was never going to benefit me. I've got to have a phone in my pocket the entire time that I'm alive, so if I need to figure something out, I can just search it up. Work smarter, not harder. Here's Davies up against the Chempong. He's tackled by Buonanotte. A bit more scrappy this second half, I will say. Here's Davies again. He cuts inside. He's shrouded out by Santos, and it's a chance for Wintle to get on the ball. He plays it to the right-hand side. It's Wintle again who's going to whip the ball in, and it's cleared by vidIQ. It's going to be chased by João Pedro here. Lawler's done really well to get it to him, but he's then almost given the ball away to Garnacho. I tell you, if I was a Cardiff fan, I would my heart would be pounding in my chest every single time the ball goes back to one of their centre backs because they just take so many risks. It works out for them, but like Jesus, terrifying. Here's Bagan to Wintle to Davies. Here's Colwill, plays it to the right hand side. Here's Ashford up against Hatto, and his ball is a poor one, and Jurgensen picks it out of the sky. I feel like the thing is with maths, yeah, like people do use maths in real life, and it's obviously it's a very important thing. But for someone like me who was always more of a despite again as I said I was very academically good, I was always more of a creative person than a into my maths or whatever. And that became more apparent for me specifically when I went through sixth form. Because I took two sciences and two creative subjects for my sixth form, and in my second year I dropped both sciences to just focus on the creative ones. Great work from Buonanotte to drive through the middle here though. Chance for Chelsea to break. He plays a dreadful ball to Garnacho. Oh my god. Caicedo's won the ball in the middle here though. Here's João Pedro back to him. Here's Gittins on the right hand side. Can he get something going here? He plays it back to Caicedo. Caicedo with a shot, and it's blocked. It will come back at them. Achampong back to Gittins, who is still on the right-hand side. He's going to cut inside. He's going to take a strike on his left foot. It's going to be blocked again and be cleared this time. First real kind of foothold for the game in the game for Chelsea here. Here's Santos. Long ball will be searching for Garnacho. The second ball will be picked up by João Pedro here. He's tackled from behind and dealt with very comfortably, honestly. I'm really surprised that Guiu came off because he was doing so well. And now João Pedro is struggling a little bit here. good tackle in the middle for Buonanotte. He's got the chance to play it forward here. Garnacho's free in the middle if he can spot him, and he does play it to Garnacho! It's a great save from Trott. Oh, it's a fantastic ball from Buonanotte and a great chance for Garnacho, but the goalkeeper's met him. Oh, could he have put this on the other side? Could he have swept this to the left and beaten the keeper here? That's the best chance of the game for any team. It's a great ball from Buonanotte on the right-hand side, and oh, yeah, you know, man, Garnacho just needs to get a little bit more purchase on the ball and put it to the left, I think. It's a good save from the keeper, that's all you can really say, though. He gets down low to get it. Ball will be flicked into the near post from the corner to Caicedo, and then cleared from Robinson. Hato will knock the ball back in, and then it will be knocked back out, and it's cleared. Chance for Cardiff to break here, but Chelsea is scrapping in the middle, not letting them, and Buonanotte has won the ball back again. He's been doing well at winning the ball in the middle here, Buonanotte. Yeah, I think Nacho is clearly our best winger at the moment, or left winger anyway. Just needs to get things working. Great pass from Santos to Caicedo through the lines. He's going to play it up to the aforementioned Alejandro Garnacho up against NG. He's going to take him one way, take him the other way. Plays it across to the box to Joao Pedro, and it breaks for Caicedo. Oh, I think it might have been Hato in the middle actually who that broke to. It's much better from Chelsea. Here's Gittins again into the box. He's going to take it one way and then the other, and he forces Bagan to smash off his own player for a corner. There is going to be a Cardiff substitution here. Saleh is coming on for, thank God, Robinson, I think it is, who is coming off. Though he has not been very involved, we just love to see the back of him. Might be another change or two coming as well. So he goes into striker, obviously, Salek. It's going to be Willock who's coming on for Davis. Oh. Very surprised to see Davies coming off because he's been their best player by a mile. Yeah, cheese and ham wrap. You guys know I'm autistic. I have a lot of safe foods and I have a lot of but the way I eat is not normal. I don't eat normally. Cheese and ham wrap I have pretty much every single day, without fail. It is on the bingo card. It's already ticked off. Hato will play it into the middle for Caicedo, who's fouled in the box here. The referee says nothing. Garnacho gets a shot away. There's no VAR, of course. Jurgensen will pick up the... What the hell is he doing? He's just randomly panicked for no reason and kicked the ball off when he had so much time. Okay, Cardiff getting a bit of possession after a horrible spell, and he's given the ball away here to Buonanotte. He's going to play it to Garnacho, and he's going to score. I told you, if we kept it 0-0 and they didn't score, eventually we would punish them, and I said as well that if they kept playing it out from the back like that, we were going to catch them out. I said it. Always with these small sides, they think they can play this way against Premier League sides, and it never works out. Is that anything on the bingo? Let me see. It's Buonanotte to Nacho. No, there's no. That's nothing. It's nothing I can tick off here. I think. No, that's unfortunate. Well, there you go. I said he was our best left winger. Come off the bench and scored immediately. It's a much better finish. You know what? That's the exact finish that I wanted him to do for that first opportunity, where he puts it across the keeper. The keeper has no chance. Of course, he sits on the advertising boards for his celebration. was Lawler who gave the ball away in the end. That comes after a very big spell of Chelsea pressure. And they finally get a chance on the ball to play it out, and they just flop it. Here's Andre Santos to Badiashile. Cardiff are refusing to press, as they have often done in this game, and the crowd seems to be getting a little bit annoyed at that now. Buonanotte has won the ball in the middle again. Bro, he's been so good at winning the ball back in this second half. Third or fourth time that he's done that. Here's Santos. Tosin to Josh. To Gittins on the right side. Back to Josh. Long ball from Jurgensen is searching out Garnacho. And it's going to fall for Garnacho. Can we get a Jurgensen assist here? Garnacho plays it to Joao Pedro. And he can't get the shot cleanly. Here's Buonanotte. Onto his left foot. And it's a scorcher of an effort. And the save is great from Trott. It's a wonderful attempt from Buonanotte. It was arrowing into that top left-hand corner if the keeper didn't get to it. Maybe I don't know if it was dipping enough or not. Will be a corner for Chelsea though. We're keeping the pressure on. It's going to be Jamie Gittins over the corner. Plays it short to Caicedo. Back to Gittins. Gets it to the edge of the box for Andre Santos, who heads it forward, and no one's there to pick up the ball. Trott will just claim that instead. Ball through the middle will go to the number 6. Here's Ashford. Oh, Buonanotte almost winning it in the middle again. They got to move the ball quicker that time. Here's Turnbull to Willock. It's Bagan back to Chambers. It seems like Cardiff are just trying to kind of, play their way into the game again here, just by keeping the ball. It's Bagan again. He plays it forward to Willock. Oh, it's a ball over the top there. He's not spotted. Chambers forward again. Here's Salek, who's been thrown off the ball by Tosin Darabioyo. And Santos will mop up the ball and get it back to Jurgensen. You know what? A lot of questions about Tosin coming into this game. He's been very, very solid so far. Completely wrapped up Robinson. He's done very, very well against Salek as well so far. Found his level, I guess, people will say. It's a ball into Joao Pedro here. Come on, Jurgensen, spear that ball, man. Long ball to the right-hand side. And it will just fall for Bagan here. Here's Chambers. Here's Lawler. To Bagan again. Space for him to play the ball forward. Here's Willock instead. He's going to make the overlap. And Willock has given the ball away to Andre Santos. Great tackle. He plays the ball forward for Garnacho. Can he get there? Oh, he's... You know what? I think he was really, really... Oh, weird things there. I feel like he was very fortunate that Garnacho didn't go down there, because I feel like that would have been a pen, but I think Garnacho's actually pulled up with an injury here. Keeper did get the ball away. He's now, yeah, Garnacho's now stopped. I don't know what's happening there. Here's Willock up against Josh. Plays the ball into the centre and it's cleared by Tosin. Turnbull battling away with Gittins to try and win the ball, and he does come out the better of the two. Here he is again. Here's Willock again. He's going to try and get to the byline and put a ball in, and Josh will block the cross. It's a Cardiff corner. It's actually a phenomenal tackle from the keeper in the end. Will be an outswinger from Bagan on the corner. Salek looks like the target. It's gone to the edge of the box instead. Here's Willock. He bends one and Caicedo will block the shot. Here's Willock again. Bagan. Oh, Buonanotte is fouling him there, and the referees let him get away with it, and then he slipped away. Big ironic cheers as the referee footballs over. Good cross, and Jurgensen can come out with a punch and get it away. Good goalkeeping again. And Jurgensen has gone down now. Oh, it's a vital intervention from Jurgensen. You know what? Genuinely believe this might be Philip Jurgensen's best ever game in a Chelsea shirt. He's been so good today. Double change for Chelsea as Jimmy Gittins is replaced by Pedro Neto. Malo Gusto is also coming on. And he'll be replacing Facundo Buonanotte. Which may suggest a change in formation, but it may also just mean that Gusto is going to be playing in that box-to-box role on the right. Could also see Andre Santos go a little bit higher. We'll have to see how that kind of works out. Game will restart with a Cardiff throw on the right-hand side. Gusto has immediately ran over to Andre Santos and said something to him, and Santos just ran up the pitch, so I'm assuming that is the change, that Santos is now playing in the 10. Here he is on the ball. Oh, Joao Pedro tried the little flick around the corner for Garnacho, but it hasn't worked out. Yeah, Santos 100% is now in the 10. Pedro Neto on the right, Garnacho on the left. Malo Gusto in the right holding role next to Caicedo. Here's Lawler to Chambers. Here's Bagan. Willock to Turnbull. Holding our shape here. Cardiff is... Oh, it's a great pass from Chambers to Ashford. He's going to go inside. He takes the little back heel, and it's tackled by Hatto, and then Hatto is fouled, and there's going to be a free kick to Chelsea. Good work from the Dutchman. He's been much improved in this game than previous, I will say, Hatto. Oh, Craig Bellamy's in the crowd. Long ball from Jurgensen will be seeking out absolutely no one by the looks of things. Here's Chambers. He's going to play the ball back to Trott. So, great pass out from the keeper. But then the subsequent pass from Wintle was rather terrible. Gusto's plats look like a sourdough loaf. It's a wild sentence. Here's Jurgensen. Long ball from Jurgensen once again, seeking out Pedro Neto. Good touch from the Portuguese, and he'll get the ball to Josh Achimpong. Here's Gusto. Man of the match last time out, Gusto, I will say. Tosin will hoof the ball up the pitch, seeking Andre Santos. Pedro Neto will win the ball here and get it to Joao Pedro, who's been tackled. Oh, lovely little nutmeg from Turnbull, and he plays the ball in behind here for Salek, up against Tosin. We know Tosin's not great in these 1v1 scenarios, but he's done well there. He dinks the ball to the back post where Hatto is waiting to receive the ball. Here's Wintle again. Cardiff, I will say, since going behind, Cardiff have been much better. They've grown into the second half now. Here's Turnbull. This competition goes straight to pens, by the way, so if they do equalise, we're going to be having to go for a penalty shootout. Garnacho has won the ball for an interception, but Santos can't keep it in. Here's Lawler again, stepping across the halfway line. Here's Chambers. Lawler to Bagan. He plays it through the middle for Turnbull. Willock now. Back to Turnbull. Back to Willock. It's great football here from Cardiff, but they can't keep it on the pitch. And Jurgensen will pick up the ball. He's going to set Chelsea on our way quickly with Malo Gusto. Here's Garnacho. Back to Gusto. Here's Hatto. To Moises Caicedo. Gusto again. Knocks it around the corner for Joao Pedro. Caicedo. Ball over the top from him to Malo Gusto. It's a great one. Here's Andre Santos back into Malo Gusto. Oh! There's almost an own goal from Bagan as Gusto was tackled and the ball ricocheted off him. Gusto's been playing like a crazy person these last few games. He's just getting into such good attacking positions. It's great attacking play from him and Santos. He should have just let fly, I feel like. He tries to cut back onto his right-hand side, where he's obviously his favoured right foot. Just can't get the shot away. Chelsea have once again taken that short corner to Caicedo. Ball's fallen to Garnacho here. Here's Hatto. Gusto. Neto into Garnacho. He plays it into Caicedo, who slipped over in the box, but he's going to lay it off for Santos, who takes a wild strike and it takes a touch and goes out for another corner. It's Pedro Neto going out to the left-hand side to play the corner. It would be an outswinger if he does take it. Don't think we're going to go for that short corner again. We do, never mind. What do I know? Your old Hatto. Gets it to Pedro Neto. Chance for him to whip the ball in. He takes it to the edge of the box for Garnacho instead, who takes a strike. It takes deflection, and it's another corner. Also, I did just do the monocoms curse, so I'm going to tick that off. Yeah, headed away by Lawler in the end. Another corner for Chelsea. This time on the right-hand side. It's Pedro Neto over it again. So again, if he takes it, it will be an in-swinger this time. But Caicedo is the short option again. And it'll be interesting to see if they actually mark it. Instead, we are going to take the long corner instead. Whipped into the front post. It's knocked on by Hatto to the back post and then cleared at the back post by Colwill. Another Chelsea corner. No, we're really good from these set pieces. Eventually we're going to score one. This one is from the left-hand side, and Pedro Neto goes over there again. Taking all of our corners. Caicedo is the short option once more, and once more we're going to not take the short option. It's going to be a long ball in. This one is an outswinger. Clipped in. Cleared. It will fall back to Pedro Neto. Here's Malo Gusto. Hatto to Caicedo, to Gusto, to Neto. All the O's. Gusto again. Hatto again. He's going to search for Garnacho with the ball over the top. It's a really good pass and a good timed run, but I say it's a good pass. It was a good attempt at a pass. The pass in the end was too heavy. We'll go out to a goal kick, which they've taken quickly here, Cardiff, as they need to get back into the game. About 15 minutes left to play. Tosin wins it off of Salek. Here's Andre Santos. Colwill and Ashford getting in each other's way, but they've somehow managed to get away from Andre Santos between the two of them. Here's Colwill. Ball whipped in for Salek. It's a great header from Turnbull, and he might be offside. But again, there's no VAR and the flag hasn't gone up. It's going to be a Cardiff equaliser and there's nothing we can do about it. Place your bets whether this is offside. VAR-less game. Take your bets. I'm watching Turnbull here. He is coming from a very deep position. No, he's miles on. He's miles on. What? I think it's Gusto that loses him. Hatto needs to do better as well, closing down the crosser as well. There's something out of nothing, really. They just swung a ball in, and it's a great run, and they an even better finish. Jurgensen has no chance there. And again, as I said, if they equalised, then it would be a... if they equalised, it would be a... we go straight to penalties if we don't get another one. Or if they don't get another one. And in fact, I'm actually going to take this as a an unlikely goal scorer for the bingo card. Long ball from Jurgensen being held up by João Pedro. Caicedo will whip it to the left-hand side for Garnacho. Good touch from him. And then he's given the ball away. Here's Ashford running down the right-hand side. They've got the wind in their sails now. This one is cleared by Badiashile. Lawler almost gives the ball away again. He's lucky he doesn't. Whipped into the box again. Cleared by Badiashile. Knocked around the corner for Ashford, who's holding Benoit Badiashile's shirt here and not getting penalised for it. Yoel Hatto will then nick the ball away. Here's Caicedo. He's going to line it to the left-hand side for João Pedro. And Lawler does well this time to get it to Chambers. High press from Chelsea. Trott's got to deal with this. He does play it out. High press from Chelsea again, and they've given it away to Pedro Neto. Cross the box for João Pedro. It's a fantastic intervention from Trott, who's taken a boot to the face here in trying to make that challenge. Again, man, we play that high press, they're going to give the ball to us. Let's see. Was this a legal challenge from the goalkeeper? Because it could have been a penalty. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. He does just take an... I think... Does he take a boot? What does he even take? I don't even know what actually hits him here. Yeah, he just takes a stray leg from João Pedro. Life of a goalkeeper, that is. I know that too well. He does look in a little bit of a bad way here, but he is sitting up, which is good, the keeper. We'll say, I'm a little confident if it goes to pens because Jurgensen has shown that he's actually quite a good penalty saver. He's been having a pretty decent game as well, so... I think there should be a corner after the goalkeeper has received his treatment. I think Enzo Maresca has just told someone on the bench to go warm up. There's some changes for Cardiff now. Alex Robertson, the Australian, is coming on instead of Joel Colwill, who's been pretty good today. That is the only change they've made, I think. They have the ref's just given a drop ball, I think, in the end. Chelsea with a high press again has forced them to kick the ball out for a throw. Here's Garnacho. Salek will get the ball around the corner to Ashford. Teasing Benoit Badiashile. He plays a good ball in behind to Salek. And then the eventual ball in is not a good one. And Jurgensen will pick up the ball and set us on our way. Here's Pedro Neto. He's rapid if he can get down the pitch. He's going to cut inside onto his left foot. Plays it to Caicedo. Hato. Garnacho. Up against NG. Back to Hato. Here's Caicedo once more. His ball into João Pedro is a good one. He plays it around the corner for Andre Santos. Here's Pedro Neto. It's a fantastic strike on his right-hand side with his weaker right foot. Oh. Do the ears. Let's fucking go, man. This guy's been our best winger by a mile this season, by the way. Weaker foot, by the way. I wasn't expecting him to take the shot on, and he's played it through the legs of the defender, I believe. It's great hold-up play from João Pedro, who gets it to Santos, and he just smashes it first time. In fact, I think it takes a little bit of a deflection off the legs of Bagan. Takes it past the keeper. Yeah. Deflection. Oh, it's a horrible, horrible deflection. We don't care, though. We take those. Is that a... I'm trying to think if that's a... anything on the bingo card. I don't think it is. Big chance of "You're Not Singing Anymore" goes throughout the stadium from the Chelsea faithful. Cardiff will go again. Long ball to the left-hand side is one. Here's Willock. Not over yet, the game. He'll play the ball to the back post, and it's cleared by Benoit Badiashile, and then smashed in by Turnbull. Oh my goodness gracious me, and it's touched onto the bar, I think, by Jurgensen. Did the keeper get a touch here, or was it just off the crossbar? Oh, it doesn't hit the crossbar at all. Is that from the angle I saw it looked like it hit the crossbar. It's one of those horrible bouncing shots that hits into the floor. It's looped up over the goal. Oh. I thought we were going to get one of those Mesut Ozil motherfuckers again. It's going to be a Chelsea change. Josh Achempong coming off for Trevor Chalobah. A little bit more of a aerial change there, I think. Long ball has gone to Pedro Neto. Joao Pedro to Pedro Neto, rather. Here's Trott to Chambers. Again, high press comes from Chelsea. Trott saw... Again, he's so nervous whenever he gets the ball under pressure. Cardiff will play the way out as they have been throughout the game. Great tackle from Andre Santos in the middle. Ball will break to Benoit Badiashile. Here's Hato. He gets it to Garnacho. Round the corner for Hato, who's made the overlap. He's going to try and beat his man. He gets around him, gets the ball around him, but doesn't get the man around him. Here's Salek, tackled by Tosin, who's been, again, much improved in this game, I will say. Gusto will pick up the loose ball and play it back to the keeper. Long ball from Jurgensen to the left-hand side, seeking out Joao Pedro, who knocks it down. Here's Andre Santos, who picks up the ball. Malo Gusto does well to get away from the challenge. Here's Chalobah to Neto. Chalobah again. Here's Tosin. High press from Cardiff. They're trying to unsettle us, but we're playing our way out here. Hato around the corner to Garnacho. Back to Yoral Hato, who's done really well to get away from the challenge again. Here's Jurgensen once more. Long ball from the Dane over to the right-hand side where Pedro Neto is, but unable to be picked up by him. Instead, it's one in the middle by Malo Gusto. And Willock has picked up the ball now. 1v1 versus Trevor Chalobah, who's just come off the bench. Thinks better of it, plays it back to Turnbull. He's going to whip the ball in, and it's well defended by Benoit Badiashile again. Caicedo will win the ball in the middle, as he so often does. Chance to play it out to Pedro Neto on space here, and he does. Here's Pedro Neto. Across the box to Santos. Oh, slipped a little bit. Plays it to Garnacho. Can he get the chance to play it in? He plays it into the middle of the box for Joao Pedro, who gets a strike away, and it's a great block. He's claiming a handball there. The referees are saying nothing. I think it would have been proximity anyway. Let's be honest. Here's Benoit Badiashile to Malo Gusto, round the corner to Caicedo. He's then fouled, but the referee will play advantage. Malo Gusto to Trevor Chalobah. We're playing the ball around here, just not letting them get the ball. Ball around the corner for Pedro Neto is a good one. But Joao Pedro can't get on the end of it in the end. Man of the match. Honestly, I would probably say man of the match has been... it's a toss-up between... It's a toss-up for me between Tosin, who's been really, really strong, and obviously Neto coming off the bench to get in the winner is probably who will get it. Caicedo with another tackle. He has been, Caicedo's been really good as well, to be fair. But like he's one of those players where he does well. He does so well all the time. It's hard to kind of pick him out as a standout because he's just kind of doing what he always does. Yeah, Jurgensen, to be fair, is a good shout too. I think Buonanotte was pretty good before he came off too. Badiashile wins the ball in the air again. Hato will get the ball around the corner to Garnacho. Plays it back to Malagusto. Here's Santos. Caicedo. Ooh, he's passed a little bit loose, but Chalobah will try and win it back. Instead, it's Willock. I will say, this Willock kid is great. He's done really, really well since he come on. Here's Chambers. Going to play it back to Trott. Less of a press from Chelsea now. Allows him to play the ball in, but now the pressure from Hato it was in the end makes them give the ball away. Chelsea throw on the right hand side. Another change for Cardiff. As NG is coming off finally. And Will Fish is the player replacing him. At right back. Trevor Chalobah will take that throw. Here's Tosin. Benoit Badiashile. I will say Benoit's been pretty good as well. He's been a bit like he's gone a little bit under the radar because he hasn't really done much wrong, but not much right either. If you know what I mean. Like he's just kind of had a very standard performance. I think he's been pretty decent. Long ball from Jurgensen once again. Seeking out Malo Gusto in the middle. Won by Caicedo. Here's Joao Pedro. Hato to Gusto to Joao Pedro. Good one-touch football here from Chelsea, but Pedro will eventually give it away. 6 minutes of added time, and Cardiff will be surging up the pitch looking for an equaliser. Here's Will Fish. His pass is a dreadful one, and Joao Pedro will pick it up. Smashed away by Malagusto on the left-hand side to relieve some of the pressure. Six added minutes, I imagine, will be goal celebrations plus the injury to Trott. Willock is in here behind, up against Chalobah. He plays the ball across. There's a fantastic intervention from Benoit Badiashile again. Andre Santos with a great tackle in the box. The referee says nothing in terms of a penalty call. Joao Pedro is then fouled on the edge of the box, or the halfway line rather. Let's see this tackle again. It's a perfectly timed challenge from Andre Santos. Great one. Nothing wrong with that. And the referee was right there on top of it. A relatively good performance from the ref today, I will say. It's quite refreshing. I have a signed Trott jersey, got it from his time in Copenhagen. That's such a wild one. Will be a long ball from Benoit Badiashile, who slips when he plays the ball, but it does go forward for Joao Pedro. Andre Santos over the top for Joao Pedro into the box here. Gets a strike, and he should be doing better than that. I think like wild strike. It was a good opportunity for him to get a goal there. Will be a goal kick for Trott to take. Long ball will go to the left-hand side. Smashed away by Benoit Badiashile. Here's Bagan. Under a little bit of pressure from Pedro Neto, rather, and it will go back to the keeper. Long ball from Trott. Won by Santos in the middle, who gets it to Joao Pedro. Over the top for Garnacho. Chance for Garnacho to get a strike off here, and he does get a shot, and it goes in. And that'll do. That's game over. That is game over, and Garnacho gets a goal after a good Joao Pedro assist. I was one off. I was. You know what's really annoying? Because I originally predicted 3-1 on my bingo card, and I thought, you know what? No, we'll get a clean sheet. Didn't get a clean sheet. I would have got correct prediction. It's a fantastic finish from Garnacho. You got to say, that's man of the match now. Yeah, just as you've just said. Yeah, man of the match. Garnacho, 100% man of the match. It's a beautiful. After the finishing that he did in the game prior, I think that he's clearly gone to the training ground and said, "Hey, I'm going to practice my finishing," because all of his finishes today have been very, very good. You did call that, to be fair. Garnacho brace off the bench, crazy. And this is why I said, I'd like these teams that like to play it out from the back and, you know, try and keep possession. They come to Premier League sides and it never works out. Eventually, the quality will shine through from the Premier League side, and that's unfortunately what's happened for them today. I think Cardiff have been very, very good, but it's just one of those things where when you're playing against a team that are able to make something out of nothing, like Premier League opposition, you're always under it if you don't take your chances, and that's what they've kind of fallen to today. They do have a chance to get back into the game though, with a free kick on the right hand side. Maybe they get an get a goal back here, and they can make a late push for an equaliser, but it's not looking likely. Ball whipped into the back post, and Jurgensen comes out to punch. There's a player down for Chelsea here. I'm not sure who it is. Ashford will try and play the ball in here, and Jurgensen is the man who claims the ball instead, and he will stop the game because Benoit Badiashile is on the floor. He just took a knock in that. Knock in a little melee from the free kick. I can't wait to see the Manchester United fans' reaction to Garnacho getting a brace. They're going to be so mad. Jurgensen will take the long kick to the right-hand side. And Willock will kick the ball out for a throw. Trevor Chalobah has gone to take the throw, and he's just taken his gloves off to take it. 6 minutes of added time has been played. Malagusto will smash it long. And the referee has now blown the whistle. That is full time. That's a win for Chelsea, and we are into our third semi-final in a space of 1.5 years. And you know, all the talk about Maresca not being the right man for the job or whatever, I think that can go right out the window. And this is what I said in my Premier League predictions. I said we probably wouldn't do very well in the league, but in the cups we'll do great because we're a much better cup side than we are a league side. And so far, that's proven. Is there a draw for this competition, or has it already been kind of decided who we're playing? I don't actually know. Let me check that real quick. Carabao Cup. Cause like, is there a bracket already? Because I know there's obviously the three other games that need to be played are the City Brentford game, Newcastle Fulham, Arsenal Palace. I don't know if there's actually a bracket. I think we play City. If we play City, that'll be bloody awful. I can't find a. I'm sure there is a bracket, but I can't find the bracket. Where is the? Bro, there isn't a bracket on even on the EFL website. There's not a bracket. That's annoying. Well, I assume we're probably that Brentford City game. That makes more sense. So we'll probably be against either City or we'll probably be against City. Let's be honest. As for our next game, I believe our next game is in the league against Newcastle. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, Saturday. It's an early kickoff at St James's Park. Oh, that's a nasty one. So obviously we'll be doing another watch along for that. I assume it will be, because it's not a 3 p.m. game. I assume it will be being shown. That will go live at 12:20. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for hanging out as ever. Let me turn this noise off so it's out of my ears. Thank you guys for hanging out as ever. Yeah, it's been a fun one. And yeah, hopefully we can continue in this competition. As I said, you guys have a good evening. I'm going to go and have a drink because my throat is kicking out. I'll see you guys on Saturday.